Hi everybody, it's Grandma Diane. It's time for Grandma Diane's story time. And if you look at my book that I have here today, it's called My Book of Beautiful Oops. Oops, what's a oops? Anybody know what an oops might be? If you said when you make a mistake, you were correct. Or when something happens to something that you didn't really mean to happen, like perhaps this piece of paper got stuck in my printer, and sometimes they get creased up and torn up, worse than that one even. And sometimes you might be working away and erasing with an eraser or whatever, and whoops, the paper gets ripped. Or this one, Elsie was working with this morning, and she accidentally spilt on there. So it's still kind of wet, but we're going to let it dry just a little bit and see if we can't use it today in my book of beautiful oops. It's a scribble it, smear it, fold it, tear it journal for young artists, and it's written by Barney Saltzberg, and he also wrote a book called Beautiful Oops. Not this particular one, but another one called Beautiful Oops. That it's not the smear it, crinkle it, but it's the same kind of a story. And he shows what he's done with some of his beautiful oops along the way. So here we are, my book of beautiful oops, Barney Saltzberg. And look at here, we can even see in his picture right here in the book, this page is all crinkled up. That one really got crinkly, and yet, when he's drawing on it, it makes some nice texture to the pictures that he's drawing, which is kind of cool. And this book is published by Workman Publishing in New York. My Book of Beautiful Oops by Barney Saltzberg. This book is filled with lots of oops. So get ready to turn these mistakes into something beautiful. And look at how he took his crayons and he made each letter a special design. I think that is so cool. That would be fun just to write your name that way and see how it turns out. And then it says tear, fold, spill, scribble, smudge. See how he smudged that? Smush, write, and on any page you like. Really, it's 100% allowed. Go ahead. And he's talking about writing in this particular book, which if it were yours, you sure could do that. And this one is mine. So I could do that right in here. If it were a library book, I wouldn't be able to do that. Or if I borrowed it from a friend, I wouldn't be able to write right in the book. But if you own the book, you can do that, as he's saying. Smudges and smears are perfect for beginners for a piece of art. And it even looks like his crocodile here started with a smudge, didn't it? A spill of some green paint, and then he just added some eyes and a few details, and he made a wonderful picture of the crocodile. Oops. A torn piece of paper can turn into ... means more to come. And here we have a big oops. And it doesn't tell us what to turn the paper into, does it? That's because it wants us to think on our own what we would do with a torn piece of paper like that. Well, let's see. Since he doesn't tell us anything to do, I wonder if Grandma Diane can come up with something. I have a torn piece of paper here. Maybe I'll just keep tearing it, huh? I'm gonna tear it some more here. Well, if I put these out like that, I'll make another one of those. See if you can guess what I'm trying to make here. Anybody have an idea what that might be? You're right. I'm trying to make a cloud out of it. And if I had another dark piece of paper, I could glue that on there or tape that on there, and it would be a cloud, right, to start my picture. Or the way this one is, Barney could take it and he could use a scissors and cut it off right here. And have a piece that looked like that. It could almost be the sail of a sailboat, couldn't it? Or how about a mountain? Part of a mountain that you're going to climb. That's pretty cool too. So many things. What can you make with a question mark? Isn't that the truth? What could we make? What can you do with half a word? So here's the word P-L-A-Y. Anybody know what that word is? Did I hear play? I hope I did. And if we took half of the word away, we'd have those shapes. Now, can we change those and make those into some kind of a picture? I'll bet we could if we used our imagination. We could even draw it. If this were our book, we could even draw it right into the bottom here. Would you have to draw it to look like this? No, not at all. You can use your imagination and draw anything you wanted. That's pretty cool. A spill can be ... And here is a spill. Kind of looks like a few of Elsie's spills up here on this paper, doesn't it? Let's see. I'm going to move the book for now. I'll keep our page, though. I'm going to move the book over here. And when I look at... I have to keep my clouds. We might need them later. I'll put those over here, too. When I look at some of those first ones there... These, to me, right here, look like a stem for a flower. Do they to you? Let me see if I can make them look more like a stem for you. And there's some leaves. Well, looks kind of cool. Maybe I'll even draw another leaf coming out there. And this, wow, to me, that looks like a center. Of a big flower. What do you think? Does that look like a center of a flower to you? Are you screaming, no, no? Well, one part about doing a beautiful oops is it doesn't matter, right? If you make a mistake, you can change it and start over again with something else. Or you can throw it away. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. Does that look kind of like a beautiful oops to you, a flower? I'll make that little circle there in the middle. Well, kind of, it does. How about this one right here? This one, to me, looks like it has two legs and a tail, a fluffy tail. This looks like it might be a neck, and that might be like a bill or a beak. What do you think? If we put a smile on it. Let's draw some eyes. Cool. Maybe he needs a bow tie around his neck. Well, that looks kind of cool. And this one, maybe we could make this one into a butterfly, huh? Like, or a bug of some sort. Maybe it makes a better bug. Its antenna. And some little feet coming out. Oh, funny feet. How fun, huh? Okay, and then if we look at this one could be, oh my, what could it be? It only has one leg. What's it look like to you? Could this be a tail? Maybe this is a great big beak, huh? Like a duck beak or something? Wow, I don't know. But that's the kinds of things that you can do with your beautiful oops, right? All right, let's go back and see what the book tells us. So we know what a spill could look like, right? We just tried some, and here's a nice spill that kind of looks like it might start to be a giraffe. You know, here's his ear, the other ear. Here's those things on top of his head. Here's his mouth. Kind of open. This is long. You can maybe make it longer and make it part of the giraffe's body and his neck. I don't know. That would be interesting to see too. All right, let's go to the next page. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe there's something here. This book is full of all kinds of things. Oh, it says a spill can be whatever you want it to be. I have no idea what happened here. Tear, fold, draw, or paint to make this something magical. Wow, look at this. This is quite an oops. Looks like it got caught in a shredder. You could almost write a story on something like this. You could say, on Monday, remember the caterpillar story? On Monday, he ate 2 hearts. And then on Tuesday, he ate 4 watermelons. On Wednesday, he ate through 17 mushrooms. And on and on and on with the story. That would be kind of fun. Or what else might we do with something like that? Give your brain a chance to think. That would be a fun way to write a story or even to draw a picture and keep adding parts and pieces onto the picture. How fun. And look at what Barney Saltzberg did here. He colored them. He made stripes out of them, and that's even pretty too, isn't it? And he can add to his stripes like that. That could even be the back of your story. Wow, lots of ideas there. Yikes, a broken plate. Make it beautiful. Oh, you might take some pieces of a broken plate or a broken cup or anything that you find and make some special, beautiful artwork out of it. Maybe make something for your mom's garden that she could keep outside. Oh, look at this one. A cat walked across this page. Let your imagination run wild with paw prints. Wow, look at that. We could almost make this into a little mouse. This could be the mama mouse, and these could all be the baby mice coming with her. Or you could turn it this way and make this the mama mouse and the baby mice following her. That would be kind of fun. I bet you could come up with some really cool ideas too for what to do with that. Does this make you want to get some paper out and get started? Yeah, does me too. Can you turn these splats and spills into something fun? This almost looks like a snake already. Look at here. And then it's a funny snake, a fantasy snake that's kind of beautiful. Or maybe this is a comet coming from the sun. Oh, there's so many things you can do. I bet your mind is just brimming with ideas, huh? All right, look at here now. It says, tear that page out of this book and rip it up. Tape or glue the pieces together to create a new artwork on the next page. Paint, draw, spill, or smear on top of your picture. It's yours to explore. This looks like he tore it out of something, doesn't it? And then put it in there. We could almost take our clouds that we made. They could be a part of the picture too. See how they add to clouds here? That looks kind of cool. Like clouds in the sky. Oops, you can't see it. There, doesn't that look neat? Whoop, that cloud fell down. My goodness, a falling cloud. Oh, and here's just newspaper. That's really a good idea. Just take newspaper, tear it into little pieces, and then put them back together again as a picture. That's really a good idea. I like that one. Holy moly, those could be faces or fish or monsters or a whole lot of things. Look at here. And they're holes. Actually holes in the paper. You know, sometimes when you're writing and you take your eraser and you erase, and you erase so hard you make a hole in the paper, there you go. You could just put a colored piece of paper underneath it and create a way. This one almost looks like a worm to me. And this one looks like a bird to me. What do they look like to you? Oh, those are colors smeared together. That's pretty cool. And look at all these little tiny figures here. That makes for a nice corner of the page there, doesn't it? Can you almost see a face in there? Here's the mouth and the nose and the eyes. Kind of looks a little like a face. Even this little spill here in the middle looks kind of cool. It's the same on each side of the fold. It's because it was wet, and when it was wet, they folded it over like that, and then it made that kind of a design. That's even another good idea. A way to make some artwork. Can you finish the lines to write a poem? Looks like somebody started a poem and then tore it up. Maybe they didn't like it, so they tore it up, and it's called Tiny. Tiny little something that I make blank, come to me blank when I wake blank. Not sure, they just, it's like I am. Cool. We could say tiny little, what's something tiny and little? How about a snowflake? Tiny little snowflake that I make melt. Come to me all icy when I wake. Now I'm stuck. Can you help me? When I wake, I'm icy, slicey, dicey. Fun. That looks like you can just pick it up there, doesn't it? And move it. Fun. Oh boy, here's interesting. Why throw pencil shavings away when you can use them to create art? Wow, these must have been colored pencils, huh? That's pretty cool. What could we make out of those? This guy almost looks like a face, doesn't it, with a crooked mouth? Possibilities are endless, aren't they? Speaking of garbage, with a little bit of imagination, a crumpled piece of paper can be oh, it opens this way. A crumpled piece of paper can be extraordinary. You could almost make that come down too, cut it and bring a flap down. But all these are just little crumpled pieces of paper that he put in there, and then he taped a hinge on to hold it so it looks like a little book. Wow, such ideas. What can bent paper do? Oh, here's bent paper. And we had some of that before, didn't we? Bent paper, what can bent paper do? Oh, look at that. We could bend some more of it, couldn't we, and make it even prettier. We could put some paint on it and let the paint dry and then bend it in different shapes. Wow. Someone scrabbled on this page. Look closely and make anything you like. Wow, scrabbled. You could even follow the scrabble with your pencil or your pen or your finger and find out where it went. And make anything you like out of it. Wouldn't that be fun? You could scribble on a piece of paper and give it to your mom, or your mom could scribble on a piece of paper and give it to you, or you both could do that, and then you'd have a contest to see who could make the best little picture out of the scribble. Wow. These photos were torn in half. Play around and create a new piece of art. So here was a picture of a flower, and it was torn in half, just ripped. And a picture of a paintbrush torn in half. Wow, you could almost give this some legs, maybe a head, maybe some wings, make a butterfly paintbrush. All kinds of ideas. Oops, a spill. Think of the possibilities. Now that's like the spill that Elsie did earlier for us, huh? She made a spill, and we added some flour, made it into a flower with more leaves, and that one we made into an animal, and that one a bug of some sort. What do you see in this spill? This could be somebody's head, couldn't it? And they're holding a dog or a stuffed animal. I don't know. Lots of ideas there. Then it tells us to make a self-portrait using anything you can find. It will be a perfect reminder of how you looked when you made this book. And here's a place for you to make your self-portrait. Do you know what a self-portrait is? It's a picture of you. So if I made a self-portrait, I would make a picture of me. And if you made a self-portrait, you'd make a picture of you. And if your name was Ike, you could make a picture of Ike. And look at what they'd made for a picture frame. They just used all kinds of bits of scrap paper and made that a frame right here for you to put your picture in that you make. Oh, wow, this is interesting. It says, this book is finished, but you can still find oops everywhere. Go make something beautiful. I like that. What a great idea. Here's a giraffe that they drew, and look at his spots are fish. They're all fish on there. How interesting. Very interesting. And look at here, this is a spill, and he's holding it up like it's a lantern or a walking stick or something. Wonderful. Go ahead, write, draw, rip, paint, and smudge on the pages of this book. Discover how mistakes are nothing but a step on the way to making something beautiful. And that's the end of our story. How great is that? Well, I hope it gave you some ideas of what you might want to make. Scribble, smear, fold, tear. And if you do end up making something, you know, you can have mom or dad take a picture of it, and then you can send me that right on my Facebook page. All you have to do is comment, and it'll come there where you can post a picture of what you did today from my book of Beautiful Oops by Barney Saltzberg. Well, that's it for today. I hope I've given you some food for thought. I hope you'll try making your own self-portrait out of something, or you'll use some crumbled up scrap paper, or ask Mom or Dad if you could borrow a page from the newspaper and try making something beautiful out of that. Tear it up, put it back together, make it a frame. I don't know. There's so many, many things out there to do. So that's a happy Thursday for you. Lots of things to do. I hope you find something that makes you happy. Also, don't forget to get outside and get some exercise. Lovely day to get some fresh air in your lungs. Find a good spot to read a good book. And do just that. Enjoy your day. I look forward to seeing what you make. Bye now.